Tuesday. I know it's getting a little late. Don't worry. I was finalizing our little rundown thing here. Thank you all for being here. I got a lot of pre-show stuff to get to. As you can tell from the headline, I am going to be inflicting a little bit on you there. Sorry about that. But anyway, thank you for being here. Today is Tuesday, which means we do have Nina Turner who's going to be joining us, which is very exciting. We only have 2 more shows for this week. Tomorrow, J.R. Jackson will be here for Big News Wednesday. By the way, that is also going to be our garbage day. So not only is it Big News Wednesday, but we're also going to be throwing away the garbage people of the week. So I hope that you enjoy that. If you'd like to go to tyt.com/polls, I'll be announcing this on the full show. But we're doing a Thanksgiving sides Royal Rumble poll to determine the best side dish on Thanksgiving. So go to tyt.com/polls. We're going to be revealing the results of that at the end of the show today. So you can go and you can vote in that right now and perhaps start to sway the numbers before the full show audience gets in there. Anyway, okay, we got a lot that we're going to be talking about the show, but we don't have that much time here, so why don't I jump into it, I guess. First of all, though, if you could hit the like button, that would be great. I wanted to just briefly respond to this. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. Hey, Ted Cruz, how's it going? So Ridley Scott is pissed off that The Last Duel apparently didn't do very well, and he knows who he has to blame. He says, I think what it boils down to, what we've got today, the audiences who are brought up on these fucking cell phones, the millennium who do not ever want to be taught anything unless you're told it on a cell phone. This is a broad stroke, but I think we're dealing with it right now with Facebook. This is a misdirection that's happened where it's given the wrong kind of confidence to this latest generation, I think. I don't even know what point he's trying to make. I mean, the point is definitely that it's the damn young kid's fault for not watching his movie. I get that. But what it is about them not wanting to be taught anything unless it's on a cell phone, it's a movie about a duel. It didn't seem like it was going to be a history lesson. Are you implying that they just don't want to watch movies that are set in the past? Maybe. I don't know. Like, was your target audience millennials anyway for The Last Duel? Did you see the posters? It's just like Ben Affleck looking like this. Okay. Were you hoping that tons of 22-year-olds would show up to your historical epic? That doesn't make any sense. Look, I will say, first of all, Tyler says Turner Tuesday. It is Turner Tuesday. Thank you for being here. So, theoretically, I should be the audience for The Last Duel. It's set in that, we got sword fights and stuff like that. I like Matt Damon. I think Jodie Comer is awesome. I didn't want to see it. Now, why did I not want to see it? Since I like the sword fighting thing. I don't mind movies set in the past. I like Matt Damon. I like Jodie Comer. Okay, because the trailer was boring, and all the advertisements are boring. You probably didn't hear much about it anyway, and if you did, it looked boring. Like, it's not about the cell phone. I go to movies all the time. Why the fuck am I going to Marvel movies if I only want to be on my cell phone? It's just lazy. It's just lazy. Millennials were never going to watch The Last Duel. You need to draw them in. You need a good trailer for something like that. I honestly... Sometimes things you make don't do that well. That's just what happens. Okay? I understand if he wants to feel better about it, but I don't think it's the millennials' fault. Tyler Hackner says, what type of get off my lawn stuff is that? It's 100% that. First of all, old people are on Facebook fucking constantly. Have you seen our politics? Anyway. Hey, Chung Proc, how's it going? John's in-depth critique is boring. No. That's not a critique of the movie. I don't know. I didn't see it because the advertisements and trailer didn't sell it properly to me. The advertisements looked boring. And by the way, look, if your evaluation of an entire movie is just that it's boring, well, that's not great. But what is the purpose of a trailer and posters? It's to make you think, oh, that looks cool. And if it doesn't do that, you probably think it looks boring. That's basically what it is. I don't know. Anyway, I do want to show you something. It's been a bit since we've done this. I'm not sure. I don't want to give you bad news leading up to Thanksgiving, but I fear that people might not get that this is happening. By the way, no, Diane, I'm not attacking boomers. I'm attacking Ridley Scott specifically. Let's be clear. I want you to take a look at this. So this is national COVID numbers. So we've had some bad times. Obviously, it went up. We thought this was really bad, by the way. Doesn't that seem great now by comparison? 20,000 cases? I mean, granted, it's because we weren't really testing. Then we have our dark winter where we go up and we have these huge numbers, over 200,000. Things start to get better. Everyone pretends that the thing is over, and we get this nice wave right here. Okay, so it has been going down. And now it is going up again. It's not back to where it was at the top of this peak, but it is going up. We're up 27% in the last 2 weeks. We're still around 100,000 fucking cases a day. 50,000 people hospitalized. Death numbers are going down because, of course, they're lagged. This is like basically what's producing the deaths is in that lagged point. So that'll go up in the next couple of weeks. It's still over 1,000. Nobody is acting as if that's true. The cases are going up again. Fucking again. New Hampshire, New Mexico, Vermont have elevated cases. Michigan, Minnesota going up too. So for once, it's not Texas and Florida, so that's good. No, let's just pretend that it doesn't exist. Let's just pretend that it doesn't exist. But more importantly, that there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you should do about it. Don't do anything. Even though, if you want to take a look at this, unvaccinated people are 9 times more likely to end up hospitalized with COVID. Okay. This is not even counting the effect of boosters, because those are only recently. The risk of dying from COVID-19 is 14 times higher for unvaccinated people than it is for fully vaccinated people. That seems like a lot. But no, it's just, sorry. Look, I hate to make you, take COVID seriously and all that. You might be turned off by this. Many of you might just want to be told that you don't have to worry about the pandemic and you can just take ivermectin and zinc or whatever. And I want you to watch me for that content, and I want you to love me and trust me and give me your money. And so I will tell you those things. Though you might die as a result of it, I really want you to want me to tell you stuff that isn't true but feels good briefly on the way to your death. Sorry, that's not me. That's a whole bunch of other people. Anyway. By the way, I also saw numbers. Where did I put this tweet? So there's boosters now. And why do you need boosters? Well, because the protection had been sort of dipping over time. At different rates for different vaccines. I had J&J that apparently was dipping the most. And so you might think, oh, well, I get my booster. That way I get back up to what it was at. No, apparently you go higher. You go higher than what you were at after that second shot. It's actually more protection, which I think of as a good thing. Maybe I'm fucking crazy. I don't know. KL Braceno1 has been a tier 1 member for 10 months. Says, thank you for the damage report. Love you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Sticking with us for 10 months. By the way, we had Abby Richards on to talk about conspiracy theories on TikTok. Jai Dixit says The Last Duel is really good. Well, here's the thing. I'm not even against seeing it. I just didn't feel like going to the movies to see it. Also, by the way, we're still in a pandemic, so less people are going to go to the theaters, so you can't be that shocked when people don't go to your movie. I have not watched the 3rd episode of Wheel of Time yet. I have 2 friends who are getting here today that are going to stay with me and my wife for Thanksgiving. We're going to be watching tomorrow the first 3 episodes. They haven't seen the first 2 like I have. So Abby Richards came on the show. She has this conspiracy chart, which I want to show you. She has a new version of it, which I really like. Let me see if I can blow this up a bit. Okay, so let's run through this really fast. Okay, so here's how it tends to go. You start off grounded in reality, but then your life gets difficult, and who wants to deal with that? So then you start to look into speculative stuff that might be that is based in fact, like the Free Britney movement. Britney was not free. at the FBI spying on MLK. They did actually do it. These are things that really did actually happen, but have these secretive elements to them. Stuff had to be revealed. Lies happened for a long time. Now, all of this is true, but if you get too deep into this, and if the real world isn't what you want it to be, you might start to move into other areas thinking, well, if they were hiding these things, what about these things? The disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa, UFOs, that sort of shit, JFK being assassinated. Maybe all the JFKs are still alive. So then you move up to more fun stuff, because the issue really is that you're gonna want pure stuff. That happens in every community. The stuff that let's just say that got you where you need to go, eventually won't. You need something stronger, something pure, and they have that. Like the fact that Kylie Jenner is a clone, that Prince Charles is a vampire. Tupac's alive in Serbia. I've never heard that. I was going to say suburbia. That actually makes more sense. Greta Thunberg is a time traveler. That's actually pretty cool. And the thing is, like, eventually you can hit this stuff about where you're literally making choices that are dangerous for you and others, having to do with, I don't even, what is the soy boys doing here? I don't know. Beliefs about the pandemic and stuff like that. Antifa doing January 6th, and it always leads here. I love that she points out the anti-Semitic point of no return, because almost all conspiracy theories end up having an element of the Jews are in control of everything. Anyway, you can find that on Abby Richards' Twitter. I just found it to be interesting. I don't know. Shit, we're running quickly through the time that we have. I don't think we're going to get to that. I just want to briefly tell you about the story, because I came across it, and it's just crazy. So there is a Florida librarian. She was pregnant. She was shot and killed during a road rage incident, which is horrible. And let's bear in mind, if people didn't carry around guns, this wouldn't have happened. But there were a few other things that were involved in this. So she apparently intentionally struck a motorcycle and then fled the scene. The motorcyclist and a witness followed her to her home. When she got home, she went indoors to grab a gun, came out. He also had a gun. He shot her multiple times. She was 4 or 5 months pregnant. I don't think that we're sure at this point. She has an 11-year-old daughter and a fiance. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, the purposefully hitting someone with your car, like this happens. Like the hatred and like fear of motorcyclists, but then you run indoors to get a gun and come back out. Why just stay inside? Like, call the cops or whatever. Like, you have a cell phone, you should have been calling the cops anyway. Like, maybe she thought that she would get away with it. Like, you hit him and then you run away. And he chased her down. Like, if she hadn't come out with the gun, would he have drawn his gun? I don't know. Maybe he would have anyway. I don't know. We shouldn't have guns. Like, who thinks? I want you to raise your hand if you agree with the statement I'm about to make. If neither of them had had guns, what would have happened is he would have followed her home. She would have come at him. She would have begun trying to kill him with her bare hands. He then would have killed her with his bare hands. He would have choked her to death, beaten her to death, because people routinely do that. They kill each other with their bare... Who thinks that? Who thinks that? People say people don't kill people, or guns don't kill people, people kill people. Yeah, but the guns help, as was pointed out a long time ago by Eddie Izzard. A lot of those deaths would not happen without it. And now a pregnant librarian is dead. There's no good ending to this story, by the way. I just thought that was amazing and terrible. Okay. On our full show, we're going to have this bad priest. So that's going to be fun. We have a bad priest here as well. This pastor told his congregation, let me read the whole thing for you. Wives, you must submit to your husbands. In this matter of submission, I want you to know up front, ladies, that once you get married, you are no longer your own. You are your husband's. You understand what I'm saying? I emphasize that because I saw in court the other day on TV where a lady sued her husband for rape. And I would say to you gentlemen, the best person to rape is your wife. But then it has become legalized. This was not a private conversation. This wasn't a thing he said to himself. This wasn't a text. This wasn't a joke. This was something he said as part of his job to a congregation in a time where people have cameras and stuff like that. Seventh-day Adventist pastor in Bronx, New York. And the thing is, he's not unique in believing literally everything that he said there. Lots of people say that. Lots of people preach that. It's fucking crazy. It's 2021. People are still teaching each other that. It's not true. I don't even think it's consistent with the Bible, but if it was, it would still be fucking garbage bullshit. Anyway, finally, and as we close in on 1,000 likes here, Mark Meadows pressured Georgia officials to undo Trump's loss. Now, that should be bad enough as it is. To do so, though, he used his private email address, which I thought was supposed to be sort of a no zone in American politics. You wouldn't want to do that. I mean, you wouldn't want to pull a Hillary. But for some reason now, they don't have as much of a problem with it. I think they're going to be okay with Mark Meadows doing it. And not just communicating with a private email address, but doing something fucking awful with a private email address. I have a feeling they'll be okay. Jason Ray says, so whose word are we believing that she intentionally hit the cycle? Cops claim the car was driving at all, then at the time they were cops lying. Well, the witness says that. The witness that was nearby. I would say if she didn't, it's still awful, right? Like, she hit a motorcycle and fled the scene. Look, the whole situation is awful. I don't like that he followed her with a gun and then ended up shooting her. I don't like any part of this. Okay, so really fast. We did hit the 1,000 likes. So I want to read this for you. So what do I mean when I say that she's trolling anti-vaxxers? Okay, so there was an anti-COVID mandate rally in Rome, and she, quote, retweeted footage of that rally and said, Americans need to be brave and outspoken while you still can. I'm not vaccinated. I'm opposed to the mandates. I already support you. More will when you take a stand. And she closes by saying, courage is contagious. Come on. Come on. I think that she's a true, I think that she errs on the side of being a true believer. I do. I think that she is one of those who is grifting, sure. She's playing it up, but she does believe it. You can't talk about fucking anti-vaxxers coming together and then saying courage is contagious. Who the fuck uses the word contagious that casually? She's mocking them. She's fucking mocking them. Now, she says that she's not vaccinated. I don't even know now if I believe that after that. Using government power to force and punish healthy people to get a vaccine that supposedly protects them from a virus that is very unlikely to hospitalize or even kill them is communism. No, that's not really what communism is. I mean, it could exist under communism. Also, notice that. It's not, she says in other tweets, I'm not anti-vax, I'm just not vaccinated. I don't think you should be forced to. I'm anti-mandate. She said that supposedly protects them from a virus. So she's not even willing to admit that the vaccines help at all. She didn't say that makes you immune to it. She just said supposedly protects you. She's not even granting that ground there. We're still losing over 1,000 people every single day. We've lost multiple Americans while I've been doing this fucking pre-show today. Fucking crazy. Courage is contagious. Yeah, it's one of the things that's contagious, actually. Misinformation is contagious. Ignorance, willful, enthusiastic, passionate ignorance is contagious. Fascism seems like it's fairly contagious when a group of people learn that, we actually don't stand for anything. Our positions aren't popular. We can't win a real election. So let's not democracy anymore. That seems kind of contagious. Thank you, Chaplain Fred. I see you. Chub Toad says, Oregon versus Rideout outlawed marital rape in 1978. Yeah, but that's just the law. That's not God's law. Anyway, sorry for inflicting that on you, but I will balance it out by saying we're going to have Senator Nina Turner. How exciting is that? We got a great rundown for you. We're 13 minutes out, so don't go anywhere. If you do, though, you can go to twitch.tv/TYT. Oh, tyt.com/polls to vote in our thing. So I will see you very soon.